Shoulders way up towards your ears. Squeeze them together behind your back. Relax your shoulders down. And then slightly tuck your chin. Feel the length in your cervical spine. Let your eyes float closed. And just begin to notice your breath. Where does your breath go when you inhale and exhale through your nose? I think one thing that may change in the short term in yoga is some of the more vigorous breath techniques with the expected aerosolization of the virus, and that's the only time I'll mention that. So I think some of the deeper pranayamas may go away in the shortly. But you can eventually begin to deepen your breath, filling your belly, low chest, upper chest, pausing, exhaling, upper chest, low chest, belly. Inhaling deeply and exhaling fully. Taking as long as a count of 10 to complete your inhale. Pausing for a count of 3. And taking that same count of 10 to complete your exhale. Each time your mind begins to wander, gently guide it back to your breath, back to your space on your mat. And then releasing, letting your breath return to normal. Let your chin fall down towards your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind your back and pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Feel the length in the cervical spine. Just let your head be heavy, neck long. On the inhale, roll your right ear up above your right shoulder. Press the right shoulder into the ear to check the alignment. Release that right shoulder down. Take your left fingertips to the floor and just walk them away. Just give a gentle tug to that left shoulder. And then maybe place your right hand on your right temple and just let that right arm be heavy, not pulling as much as just letting your right arm be dead weight. Release your jaw, wiggle it left and right. Open and close the mouth. Release your right hand, bring your head back up to center. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder, press the left shoulder into the ear, release it down. Right fingertips to the floor, walk them away. Gentle tug on that right shoulder. And then maybe place that left hand on that right temple, letting that left arm be heavy, not pulling. Open and close the mouth, wiggle the jaw left and right. Releasing both hands back to your lap, head up to center. You can let your eyes float open. Squeeze your shoulders way up towards your ears so you have no neck. Bring them together behind your back. Really push them together behind your back as tight as you can get them. Then pull them down as you keep pulling them together. Then release. Inhale the shoulders way up towards your ears. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the shoulders together behind your back. Release them down as you keep them together. Release the shoulders. Inhale the shoulders up. Squeeze, 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 squeeze them together behind your back. Pull them down away from the ears. And then release. Just some gentle shoulder rolls, releasing the shoulders in one direction, then maybe the other direction. Inhaling both arms up. Twisting to your right. Left hand outside the right knee, right arm behind you. Gaze out over your right shoulder. Each inhale, feel your spine lengthen. And on the exhale, pull that belly button in as you twist more deeply. Inhaling back to center, twist in the opposite direction. Right hand outside the left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, feel the spine grow long. Exhale, pull the belly in and twist. Inhale, both hands up. Press the palms together. Pull your hands down towards your heart. Relax your shoulders. Just think about bringing those shoulder blades toward one another behind your back. As you sit, be, feel, notice. Inhale, both arms up. Left hand reaches up towards your ceiling. Right hand makes a little bracelet. Check your alignment, ears in alignment with your biceps. Root down through your left knee, left sitting bone. Send your arms over to the right. You can relax your head on the inside of your right arm. And then just pull your right shoulder slightly forward and think about those shoulder blades meeting one another behind your back. Keep pressing down into that left knee. Keep bringing the weight into that left hip. Feel that stretch in the left side of your body. Inhale, coming back up. Switch sides. Right hand reaches towards the ceiling. Check the alignment. Root down through the right knee and right sitting bone. Send the arms in the opposite direction. Keep pressing down into that right knee, right sitting bone. Pull that left shoulder slightly forward and notice where your shoulder blades are behind your back. Breathing. Come back up to center, press the palms together, pull your hands down towards your heart, relax. And then finding your way into a tabletop position, joints stacked, shoulders over wrist creases, knees under the hips, feet directly behind the knees. You can leave your toes tucked or flat. And look at your index fingers. You want your index fingers parallel with the edges of your mat. And then think about pressing the pad of the index finger and the pad of the thumb down into the mat and gently lift up on the palms. And that'll be the same in down dog. So inhale, fill your belly, fill your low chest, fill your upper chest. Head rises, tail rises for cow. Exhale, tailbone tucks, chin moves towards the chest, push out all that used up old air. Inhaling for cow. And exhaling for cat. Inhaling deeply and exhaling fully. Just moving with your own breath in your own time. Coming back to your tabletop, press the mat away with the hands. Feel the shoulder blades move across the back wide, and then pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Gaze down between your thumb. Just feel that stretch across the upper back. You're going to inhale here and then exhale. Bring your right hip towards your right heel, left hip towards your left heel. Come forward as you inhale with the weight on the left wrist, weight on the right wrist. So you're making big circles with the body. Keep track of how many gyrations in this direction. Moving slowly and moving with your breath. Pausing if something feels as though it needs your attention. Naturally, I lost count of how many I was doing. So the next time you come forward, switch directions. When you've reached the same number or your body feels even, come back into your tabletop position. Bring your knees together at the center of your mat. Extend your left leg. Stay on those toes. And then drop the left hip. Automatically, when you bring that leg back, your hip begins to lift. So drop that hip. Extend the heel. Lift the heel so it's even with your left hip. Extend the right hand, reach out, look at your right fingertips. Breathe here. Reach out through the left heel, right fingertips, and then bend the left knee so that your foot looks like it's trying to walk on the ceiling. Reach around, maybe you grab the ankle, kick that ankle away, pull your right shoulder forward and pull that left knee in. You don't want that left knee to go out to the side. You want to think about squeezing your thighs together, those adductor muscles in the groin on the inside of the leg. Breathing here. Releasing. Right hand to the mat, left knee down on the mat, even with the right. You're going to extend that left leg again. Bring your left hand to the hip. Begin to think about stacking your left shoulder on top of the right, left hip on top of the right hip. Just come to the inner edge of that left foot, and then maybe lift that left leg. Keep those left toes pulling towards the left knee. And if your hand's down on your side, feel where that gluteus minimus and medius are. It's on the outside of the hip, on the back, above the big glute. You want to feel those nice and firm. Breathe here. Maybe lift your left hand. Look down. Left hand to the mat. Left knee to meet the right. Find your tabletop again with knees together. Extend the right leg. Drop the right hip. Lift the right heel. Pull the right toes towards the knee. Extend the left hand. Look out over your left middle finger. Reach through the right heel and left fingertips. Keep pressing the mat away with that right hand. So you don't want to dump into the shoulder like this. You want to press. So you're not in the joint. When you come down like that, you're hanging out in your joints. You want to use your muscles. Bend the right knee. Maybe you reach for the ankle. Bring that right knee in. Think about squeezing those thighs together. Kick that right heel away. Pull that left shoulder forward. Breathe. Keep pressing into that right hand. Come out of that right shoulder joint. Releasing. Left hand to the mat. Right knee to the mat. Finding that tabletop again. Taking a moment here. Extend that right foot again. Come to the inner edge of the right foot. Right hand to the heart. Lift the right leg. Bring the right hand to that hip. Find that gluteus medius and minimus. Keep reaching out through the right heel. Keep pulling the right toes towards the knee. Maybe the right hand lifts. Finding your knee down, half moon. Look down. Bring your right hand to the mat. Bring your right knee to meet the left. Bring your knees apart so that they're as wide as the mat. Your big toes touch. Press your seat back towards your heels. Maybe your forehead comes to the mat. Come up onto your fingertips. Root your sitting bones down towards your heels. Your child's pose. And then from here, take your right hand and slide it under your left arm. Bring your forehead to the mat. So you're in a shoulder opener. And really press down with that left palm. Feel the stretch in that right shoulder. If it feels okay, maybe your left ear comes down onto the mat. Keep pressing down with that left palm and feel that shoulder blade move out, that left shoulder blade move out away from the spine. Drag that right arm from under the left, reach out with that right arm. Relax both elbows and forearms down on the mat for a moment. Feel the difference between the left and right shoulders. Come up onto the right fingertips. Thread your left arm under. Pull the left shoulder down away from the chin. Come down onto your forehead. Lower the right palm. Press into that right palm and feel that right shoulder blade move away from the spine. Maybe your right ear comes down towards the mat. Keep pressing into that right palm. Press up. Bring that left hand out to meet the right. Maybe bring your knees together in child's pose. Bring your hands back by your feet when the palms facing up. Relax the shoulders, maybe just some gentle shoulder movements, noticing how they feel. And then interlace your fingers behind your back. So we opened the back of the shoulders. Now we're going to open the fronts of the shoulders, the chest. So with your fingers interlaced, maybe lift your hands up off your back. And then on the inhale, lift your head, lift your shoulders up over your knees. Keep those hands moving away from the low back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Look down your sternum. So your joints are stacked, shoulders, hips, knees are all in alignment. You're not in a back bend, you're just opening the chest, opening the shoulders. Release your hands to your low back. Tuck your toes. Press your hips forward. Squeeze those shoulder blades together behind your back. Look down your sternum. Press your hips towards the front of the mat. Maybe your right hand comes to your right heel, left hand to your left heel. Keep looking down your sternum at the front of your mat. Breathing here, camel pose. Bring your hands back to your low back. Massage as you press your seat back towards your heels in child's pose, giving that low back some love. We'll go for another camel. Leave your hands down on that low back. Inhale, come up. Tuck your toes. Press the hips forward. Squeeze. Bring the shoulders up. Squeeze them together. Move them down. Press the hips forward. Look down your sternum. Right hand comes to the right heel. Left hand to the left heel. If you feel like you can go deeper, flatten out the feet. Keep lifting your heart. Keep looking down the sternum. Keep pressing the hips towards the front of the mat. Bring your hands back to your low back. Massage as you press your seat back towards your heels. Breathing here. Breathe deeply. Inhale, belly, low chest, upper chest. Feel the expansion across the low back. Leave your hands where they are as you inhale, coming up for the final camel pose. Press the hips forward, gaze down your sternum. Keep pressing those hips. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades together. Release the left and right hands to the heels. Perhaps if you did it before, flatten the feet. Keep squeezing the shoulders together behind your back. And then if you choose, you can release your head and gaze up at the ceiling. Or close your eyes and gaze within. Bring your hands back to your low back. Massage. Coming back into your child's pose. And then walking your hands way out in front. Check your index fingers parallel with the edge of your mat. Tuck your toes. Toes are hip distance apart. Press the mat away with your hands as you lift your hips, coming up into downward dog. Pedaling it out. Press down into that index finger and thumb. And think about, your hands shouldn't move because you're on your sticky mat, but think about rotating your palms. But they're not going to move because you're pressing down so hard into the mat with them. So when you do that, you should feel the eyes of the elbows sort of come towards the front of your mat. And you might feel some opening in the back of the shoulder, in the shoulders, on the back. Come to stillness, noticing how your dog down feels this morning, and then tiptoe your feet all the way up to meet your hands. Feet are hips distance apart. Outside edges of the feet parallel with the edges of your mat. Bring your hands to your shins. Come up with a nice flat back. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Lift all 10 toes, set them down. Feel a stretch in the back of the legs. Inhale here, and then exhale, pull the belly in. Fold into the legs, into your Uttanasana. Release the hands. Release the head. Head's heavy. Give your neck a break. Shake it out. Right and left. Yes and no. Heavy head. Long cervical spine. Press into the feet. Bring the hands behind you as you come up. Reverse swan dive. Hands together. Hands to your heart center. Pause here. Release the hands down in your mountain pose. Breathing. Inhale. Reach up. Look up. Exhale. Bend your knees as you swan dive. Belly on the thighs. Ribs on the thighs. Chest on the thighs. Release your hands. Release your head. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Inhale. Come up with that nice flat back. Take a couple of breaths here. And then exhale, fold, plant your hands, step both feet back to plank, high plank. Again, your heels are over your bent toes, shoulders are over your wrist creases. Breathe here. We're going to drop our knees. We're going to drop our chest and chin. So we're in inchworm. And then we're going to press our chest forward, flatten our feet, squeeze our legs together. Lower your forehead to the mat. Think about pressing your hips into the mat and then just hover your hands above the mat. So you're not going to use your hands at all. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and inhale, lift your head, lift your chest. So you're in a little itty bitty baby cobra. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades together behind your back and keep pulling those shoulders down away from your ears. It's a lot of work. Keep pressing the pelvis down into the mat. And then lower the hands. Press your seat up and back. Child's pose. Tuck your toes. Find your down dog. Take a few breaths here. And then look between your thumbs. Tiptoe your feet all the way up to meet your hands. Inhale, come up for half lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, just reach your hands slightly behind you as a counterweight. Press into your feet. And then begin your reverse swan dive. Hands together. Hands to heart center. Release into your Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale. Swan dive and fold. Inhale for your half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. Breathing here. Drop your knees. Drop your chest and chin. Press your chest forward. Feet together. Squeeze the shoulder blades together behind the back. Pull the shoulders away from the ears as you come into a baby cobra. And then maybe you lower your hands and come up into a higher cobra. Keep thinking about pulling the shoulders together and shoulders away from your ears. Lower down. Bring your hips back for child's pose. Breathe. Tuck your toes. Send your hips up and back. Down dog. Look between your thumbs. Tiptoe your feet all the way up. Fold into the legs. Uttanasana. Inhale for half lift. Exhale, fold. Reach behind you with your hands. Press into your feet. Reverse swan dive. Hands together. Hands to heart center. You okay? Thumbs up?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, good. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, swan dive and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. This time, we're going to up the ante slightly. We're just going to lower down halfway. So we're in a chaturanga. And then maybe try to push up. Maybe. And then lower down all the way. Finding your cobra. Lower down. Tuck your toes. This time we'll come up into down dog. Feet hip distance apart. Breathing here. Inhale the right foot up. Think about squeezing those thighs towards one another and dropping that right hip. Reach out through the right heel. You're going to bend the right knee, come forward into your plank, and maybe place your right hand by your right thumb. So you have crescent lunge legs. It's a tongue twister. And then come up, bring your shoulders up over your hips. We're going to check our alignment. So your front leg, take your hands to your hips. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Pull your belly button slightly in towards your spine. Feel those iliac crests move up towards your floating ribs. Your hands are down by your sides, so your shoulders are over your hips. You're in alignment. Keep pulling left hip forward, right hip back. Bring those arms up. Crescent lunge. Maybe bring the arms in cactus arms. Keep squeezing those shoulders together behind your back. Maybe reach the arms out right and left and turn towards your right leg. Look out over your right shoulder at your right thumb. We're going to windmill the arms. Step the right foot back to meet the left in your down dog. Breathing here. Inhale that left leg up. Come up high on those right toes. Drop the left hip. Reach out through the left heel. Bend the left knee. Come forward into plank. Set the left foot by the left thumb. Powerful legs. Come up. Check your alignment. Left hip goes forward, right hip. Left hip back, right hip forward, squaring the hips towards the front of the mat. Release your arms down to check your alignment. Inhale the arms up. Pull the belly button in. Feel those iliac crests moving up towards your floating ribs. Some people say your belly button moves up. Since I turned 50, my belly button's somewhere there, but I can't quite find it. Bring your elbows out to the side. Squeeze your shoulders together behind your back. Breathe here. Straighten your arms. We're going to bring the right arm towards the front of the mat, left arm behind you. Look out at that left thumb. Keep pulling that left hip back, right hip forward. Powerful, powerful legs. Windmill the arms down. Step that left foot back to meet the right. In your down dog. Come forward into plank. Lower down into any transition you want. We'll meet in down dog. Breathing. Look between your thumbs. Tiptoe your feet all the way up to meet your hands. Fold into your legs. Inhale for half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive to standing. Hands together, hands to heart center, mountain pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. Transition of your choice. We'll meet in down dog. So whatever you feel up 2. This time, bring your feet together. Inhale the right foot up, bend the right knee, right foot to right thumb, drop the left heel. So we're in Warrior 2. Windmill the arms, come up strong into your Warrior 2. So reach your hands behind your back, find that gluteus minimus and medius, and really activate those as you press that right knee slightly out to the right side of the foot, towards the pinky toe side. So that's opening up your hip. Bring your shoulders over your hips. Pull that belly button in towards your spine. Feel those iliac crests reach up towards those floating ribs. Reach your right arm out in front, left arm behind you. Look out over your right middle finger. Breathe here. Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2. Flip the right palm. Reverse warrior. Maybe bring that left arm behind your back. Grab your shirt, grab your yoga pants. Maybe you grab the inside of that right leg. And really reach up with that right hand. Keep that grip if you have your yoga pants or shirt or the thigh as you come forward, and bring that right elbow onto the right knee. So pull that left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. Press into the feet. Release the left hand. Bring the left hand towards the left bicep. Pull your right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Gaze out at your left fingertips. So using your core muscles, press into your feet. Inhale, come all the way up, hands on your hips. Straighten out the right foot so both edges of your feet are parallel with the edges of the mat. You're going to inhale here, squeeze your shoulders together behind your back, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, fold. So you're in a wide-legged forward fold. Release your head. Shake it no, shake it yes. Maybe interlace your fingers behind your back and let them flap up overhead. You're breathing, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, breathing's, you know, you need to do that. The rest of this is optional.
Right.
Bring your hands back to your hips, press into your feet, come all the way up. Spin those left toes to point at the back of your mat. Square your shoulders over your hips. Bend the left knee. Interlace your hands behind your back. Square your shoulders over your hips. Pull your belly button into your spine. Release your arms. Come into Warrior 2. You're going to flip that left palm, reverse warrior. Try for that hold, shirt, pant leg, inner thigh, whatever you can grab a hold of. Keep thinking about bringing that left knee towards the pinky toe side of your foot. Breathing here. Keeping that bind. Bring that left elbow towards the left knee, but don't dump in down into it. Just think about, you know, there being like a sheet of paper between your elbow and your knee. Release the pant leg, whatever bind you have. Bring the right arm up towards the right ear. Spin the left shoulder forward and right shoulder back, coming into your lateral side angle. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Straighten that left leg. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind your back. Drop the left hand towards the floor. Reach the right hand up, coming into triangle. So using powerful legs, come all the way up, hands to the hips. Spin the left toes so that the outside edge of the left foot is parallel with the end of the mat. Right toes towards the front of the mat. Shoulders over the hips. Reach the arms out. Take the left hand to the left hip. Reach. Lower that right hand to the inside of the right leg. Pull the left shoulder back. Right shoulder forward. Release the left hand up towards the ceiling. So think about just bringing your head slightly back so that your head, a lot of times we start trying to twist. Think about getting your head in alignment with your shoulders and then try to gaze up. Inhale, come all the way up. Bend your right knee, windmill your arms, spin on your back toes, send the right leg up and back, down dog, drop your knees, press your seat back towards your heels for child's pose. Breathe here. Take a couple of breaths, inhaling deeply and exhaling fully. I haven't talked to anybody in 2 months, so it's been...
Seriously.
No, that's not true. But I mean, you know, when you're teaching a lot of classes, you know, I'm used to talking for like an hour, but I haven't talked to anyone for like an hour, so I'm all dried out. Yeah, the other place that I teach at, a girl who only teaches yoga needed some money, you know, to live. So I gave her my classes. So I haven't taught until the Y started up again.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so reach your fingertips way out in front, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back. Down dog will be the last one of the day. Tiptoe your feet all the way up to your hands. Fold into your legs, Uttanasana. Press into your feet, reverse swan dive to standing, hands together, hands to heart center, hands down to your side. So your feet are hip distance apart. Breathing here, pull that belly button into the spine, feel those iliac crests sort of move up towards the floating ribs. You're gonna lift your right knee without grabbing it. Lift it up, lift it up, lift it up, lift it up. Grab the inside of the right ankle and then bring your right knee out to the side, coming into your tree pose. Press down into your left foot. Bring your hands to your heart. Grow your branches. Find your focal spot. Breathe. Hands together, hands to heart center. Release the right leg, shake out the left. Find your mountain pose, and without grabbing your left leg, bring that left knee up. Maybe lift it a little higher, then grab the inside of the ankle, moving into your tree pose. Press down into your right foot, press the left foot into that right leg. Hands together, grow your branches. Hands together, hands to heart center, release the left leg, shake out the left leg, shake out the right leg, and come down to seated. So find those ischial tuberosities back on the mat. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Left leg is straight out from the left hip. You're going to cross the right leg over the left. Grab a hold of the right knee with the left arm. Reach, 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 reach that right arm way up. Really stretch out through the right side body. And as you do that, twist to your right. Think about your belly button moving towards the inside of that right thigh. Lower the right arm. Look out over the right shoulder. Press that right big toe in the mat to help you twist a little more. And on a twist, each time you inhale, find the spine growing longer. Exhale, pulling that belly in. See if you can twist a little more deeply. Inhaling back to center. Bring your hands outside the left hip. Bow down. And then come back up and just let that right knee drop towards the floor. So your left or your right ankle is above your left knee, and find a spot so that ankle bone is on the outside of the knee so it doesn't hurt your thigh. So this is half pigeon, or half double pigeon, which double pigeon is really hard to do. So bring your hands back by your hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and think about bringing your heart towards your right shin. Keep both feet active by pulling the toes towards the knee. So you may feel a nice stretch in the outside of your right hip, maybe something on the outside of the left leg, where your IT band is. And then inhale, come up, bring the right foot out, point your toes, leave your hands where they are, press your hands into the mat, lift your hips. Lower down. Drag that left knee in, give it a big hug, sit up tall, cross the left foot over to the right side of the right knee, grab a hold of that left knee with the right arm, and then reach, reach, reach way up high with the left arm, twist, try to get your belly button to the inside of that left thigh, bring the left hand behind you, look out over that left shoulder. Press down into the mat with that left big toe. Every inhale, feel the spine lengthen. Every exhale, try to eke out a bit more of a twist. And inhale the arms up, hands outside the right hip, bow down, come back up, let that left knee drop. Find that ankle in a comfortable spot on the outside of the right leg, right thigh. Bring your hands back by your hips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Activate both feet. Bring your heart towards that left shin. Then inhale, come up. If you want to try double pigeon, bend the right knee. So you're stacking your ankles and knees. Bring your hands behind your back and then bring your heart towards your shins. Keep your feet active. Keep pulling the toes towards the knee. And then inhale, come up and switch the leg that's on top. Hands back by your hips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. I feel that a lot more on my right side today than my left.
Me too.
Are you right-handed?
Yes.
Me too. I wonder if it's because we use that side more or something. Inhale, come up. Bring your legs together out in front. Maybe a slight bend to the knees. Brush the floor with the fingertips. Inhale, the arms up. Pull the belly button into the spine as you exhale. Belly on the thighs, ribs on the thighs, chest on the thighs. Maybe your yoga peace fingers grab your big toes. Release your head. Maybe slide your heels away, finding your Paschimottanasana, your seated forward fold. Breathe here. And reach past your toes. Inhale, come all the way up. We'll go for another reverse plank or a reverse tabletop. Inhale, lift your hips. This is to help your gardening shoulders. Lower down. We're going to do a twist, and then we can come to leg. If you do you have a wall somewhere you can do your legs up the wall with?
Yes.
Okay. And then you can do that, and then you can stay in your legs up the wall for your Shavasana.
Okay.
And I'll end the meeting while you're in Shavasana.
Great.
Okay.
That works.
So let's do.
Thank you.
So bring your hands behind your hips. Bring your knees up towards the ceiling. Drop your knees to the right so that your left knee is at the inside of the right foot. Bring your left arm up. Spin your right fingers around. Bring your left arm to the floor and look out over your right shoulder. So big twist on the right side of the body.
That feels good.
Yeah, I like this too. Especially on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to try to go deeper, you come down on the right forearm and left forearm. Then come back up onto the hands, spin around, get the knees back up towards the ceiling, drop the knees to the left, right knee fits inside the left foot, spin the left fingertips around, bring the right hand up and around. Inhale here, exhale, twist, look out over the left shoulder. Come down on the right forearm if you want to go deeper, and left forearm. Come up onto the right hand, come up onto the left hand, spin back around. Is there anything you want to do before we end?
No, this is good. This is great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So walk yourself over to a wall. Bring
Okay.
one hip right up against the wall and then spin around so that you feel both of your sitting bones right on the wall. I'm using the door in my son's room. My son who no longer lives here, but it's still his room. So you want to feel those sitting bones up against the wall. Rest your palms down, back of the palms down on the floor, down on the mat. Inhale deeply here and exhale fully. Let go of everything. Relax the shoulders. There's nothing else you need to do except breathe. Spend about 3 to 5 minutes in your Shavasana, in your legs up the wall. This is an inversion. This is a good way to calm the central nervous system at the end of the day. I want to thank you for joining me.
Thank you. This was
And
great.
well, thank you. And I will see you soon, hopefully in person.
Okay, that'd be great.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.